wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Hey folks, welcome back. This is Chris live in Central Pennsylvania. And I don't know if it's the hour or 3 a.m. or I'm just being emotional, but I missed y'all. Glad to see you all back with me once again. It's a pleasure to have you here. And welcome back. I hope you can hear me. Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear. Let me just check over here. Please give me a thumbs up. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Just double checking. I had to check on all of everything looking, working, functioning properly. Yeah, so for those of you who've been keeping up with the events of the past few days, it's been bat crap crazy. Thank you all for giving me an update. Listen, Wyatt Army, I missed you guys. You know, I say I do this because I want to make a difference in the world, and that's true, but I got to be honest with you. A couple days without chatting with folks when I wasn't sure if I'd be able to chat. Doing it on the mobile is one thing, but doing it here at my desktop's quite another. I kind of missed y'all, so it's good to be back. Also need a beard trim. Starting to look a little shaggy there. Okay. But, yeah, so it's, I don't know, I feel like there's some kind of dependency here. I know a lot of people were freaking out when I didn't have a broadcast on Thursday, and I was okay because I thought I could fix things. Yeah, the All Blacks is on right now. Let me pull that one up very quickly here. So I'm going to explain what happened so everybody knows. Let me pull up the All Blacks game right now and see what's going on with that. I picked the All Blacks to win this game.
And they've moved it about 10 metres so far.
Okay, the screen is all screwed up. My feed is from Flow Rugby, just a picture of Bowden Barrett standing there 45 minutes into the game, and it doesn't even tell me what the score is. This is crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully that'll let's see. No, it's
makes a strong challenge inside
the screen is screwed up. Well, I don't know what's going on over there, but they've screwed up the broadcast. I hope they'll do that tomorrow's broadcast. I'll leave it run and see if I can check on it. So just an update to let everybody know what's going on here since, yeah, we're testing everything. Yeah, no, that's not the browser or the feed. That's the original. The source is all screwed up because I played some video earlier. Yeah, no, I can see the top of the picture is like popping up on the screen. I'll refresh the page, but it's something wrong with the feed coming in from television. So, yeah, it's all messed up there. So anyway, hopefully it'll come back. But, yeah, so what else can we test here? So, yeah, you can say go Australia, but they're not going to get there. So I think that's pretty much everything we need to test right now. I've tested my speakers. I've tested my microphones. I've tested my camera. I haven't tested my printer connection, but that shouldn't make any difference. Hey, look what I came across earlier. I was going through one of my traveling folders, and check this out. If you guys can see that. So, URC Grand Final, Vodacom Bulls versus Glasgow Warriors. There's my ticket. Comped. Yep, look at that. There's my comp ticket for the URC Final. I'm going to keep that one. That's so awesome. Yeah, so, anyway, as I was trying to say, so here's the deal. So the heat pump wasn't working. So I tried the thermal paste, and that was a whole mess on Thursday. Eventually I realized I got to order a pump. That's got to be the problem. Is I ordered the pump from Amazon. It came Friday evening. I picked up some steamed crabs on the way back from the clinic and from the base where I had to do some business over there and collect some mail from the post office. Came back, and the picked up the crabs on the way because it was past the house. Had to drive further east, pick it up, come back to the house. Sat down, ate steamed crabs. They weren't very good. It just didn't taste quite right. Like they weren't Maryland blue crabs. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but they just weren't the normal tasty stuff. Anyway, I ate them, and I finished eating them. Sat down, watched a little bit of Hogan's Heroes when the package was delivered just before 6 p.m. Took it out, put it together. Had to take the other one out, hit the power supply so I could remove it and take the other one out. And the other one was a radiator that was 240 millimeters, so I've replaced it with a 360, so it's 50% longer, so there's more cooling fluid. And as I said, even with the old system when it was new, I never noticed the temperature go below about 38 degrees in my CPU. This one goes down to 26 now. That's cool when it's not doing anything. And the highest I've seen it go so far is about 36 or 38 degrees, which is pretty good. Yeah, so I started putting it together, and the cabling didn't match up with the cables that are available. Different types and slots are available, so I had a problem. So I went online on my laptop and looked for some place that could prepare PCs. Found a place up in 24 hours, and I found a guy who does tech, and he says he's open till 11 p.m. Well, it's 7 p.m. After 7 p.m. So I called him up because it also said he was in the Marines. So, hey, Marine. So I called him up and I said to him, I said, listen, it really pains me to do this, but as an Army colonel, I'm going to have to ask some Marines for some help here. He got a kick out of that. So he said, what's the situation? So I told him what's going on. I said, because he does house calls. He said, can you just bring it down? Well, folks, it's a 55, 60 kilometer trip down there, plus a toll road. So did that, drove down there, took it to him, explained what's going on. He said, I'll work on it through the night if I have to. And it was about 8:30 when I left there. Left it with 8:30, 8:40. Left it with him at 8:40. He sent me a message a little bit later on. Needed some information, and I warned him that the lights wouldn't turn on until you set the software up. So I had to go into my hard drive and install the software. And then the lights were all out of sync, and so he was able to sync them up with the software, get them all working together, and then sent me a message just around 11 p.m. said it'll be done. When do you want to pick it up? I said, well, I've got to be doing rugby in the morning, so if I don't come to the morning, I won't be able to do the early games. I'll only be able to do the Springboks game. He said, well, you can come get it this evening if you want. So I left the house after 11, got there a few minutes after midnight, and then chatted with him for about 20 minutes and brought it home, hooked it up, and I've been testing everything out, and everything's good. So the upshot is it cost me $200, $189 for the new pump, which is cheap. If you have to buy it in South Africa, that's not that cheap. So that's about 1,700 Rand for the heat pump system. And it's a Corsair, which is top notch. And it's ultra quiet. I mean, I can't even hear the fans. I mean, I have to look to see if they're still spinning. Yeah, they're spinning, but can't even see them. It's pretty wild. Anyway, so, and it came with thermal paste pre-applied. So you just peel the sticker off and put it on. You don't have to put any thermal paste on there. So that was the part which I started installing, didn't finish. And then that's not very expensive, Charles. You're not going to get that part for cheaper than that. You're going to pay more for that same part in South Africa. Then the labor that he put into it. So he must have worked like 3 hours. That cost me $225. I think he probably gave me a discount on that too as a veteran, but because he offers veterans discounts. Anyway, so that's $3,800. That's $4,200 more Rand. So that cost me what? 6,500 Rand at least to fix my computer. Ooh. Well, I had to get the labor cost, Shawnee, because there were cabling ends that didn't match the connectors in the computer because the way they set this thing up. So from the shipping. But remember, look, I buy power, so I bought it from. I'm not going to recommend those clowns. I mean, when the computer arrived 3.5 years ago, I turned it on. And it said it only had 16 gigabytes of RAM. I started to get pissed. I'm like, what is this? I paid for 32 gigabytes of RAM. So I opened up the case and I looked, and one of the chipsets for the RAM card wasn't seated properly, and it wasn't locked in place. There's two little locks that lock in place. Idiots, yeah. No, Shawnee, I'm glad. So, here's the thing. So the bottom line with this is that I don't want to spend the money, but it's a lot cheaper than buying a new computer. And $225 for somebody to work on your computer with no notice on a Friday night at 8:30 at night, that's pretty awesome. I got the right guy. So anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, not happy about the money I spent, but it's a lot cheaper than buying a new one, plus everything's set up on this computer. So, I mean, this is the lifeblood. This is how we bring you guys the broadcast. If I didn't get this fixed, I wouldn't be able to do it. Now I'll go to bed, get to sleep about 4 o'clock maybe, and get up at 6 to get a shower to get ready for the rugby. That is it's a stupid mistake, Charles. And there's a couple other mistakes. I paid for extra lights to be mounted so I could see the lights on the outside. They would turn on and do certain things. The little light strips. They never installed them. So I contacted them. They sent me lights, and all they are light bulbs, and they're not the ones. They're not set up. I don't know what they're doing. So they just did it to fob me off, and I wrote back and said, you sent me the wrong ones. They sent me the same thing a second time. And that was something else. But I just kind of forgot about all that. But then when I mentioned my symptoms to a couple of people that work on PCs that weren't repairing but know how to do it, I told them about it, and they said, yeah, those iBuyPower heat sinks, those water pumps tend to break after about 3 years. Yep, so... so I just went ahead and the Corsair is a pretty good one. I would have got the higher model, which is $100 more, but I didn't get it because I didn't want to spend $100. But also, it doesn't match the chipset for this because of the size and the way the chipsets are put inside the PCs. you have to get the right ones. So this is an LGA 2000 or 1200, 1200, 1200 for Intel chipset with the i9 10900F CPU. So I had to get this one, but fortunately it's a cheaper one. So yeah, anyway, so the lights aren't like they used to be, but that's fine. I didn't buy a computer for the lights to light up. I just want to stay cool. So anyway, yeah, so that cost me in total, what did I say? So about 6,500 Rand. Ouch. That's going to be a big bill. So let me say hi to everybody in the chat since you've taken the time to show up on a Saturday morning. If you're in South Africa, after midnight. If you're in the East Coast of the U.S., well, even in the West Coast, it's after midnight now. So there's Shawnee. Welcome to you. Dylan Colbrook is here. Chris Marie. Jim Santos says, God bless America. Thank you. Is this good morning or very late night, Chris? It's a very late night. Yep. And Rita Walters. Hey, Rita. Morning from cold Cape Town. Man of many towns. Well, thank you, Rita. I just wish I could have cabled everything up. But the problem is not that I didn't know what I was doing. It's that, well, that might have been a slight problem. But the real problem is I didn't have any of the tools. I didn't have the connectors and adapters I couldn't do it. So I had to take it to somebody that had that stuff. And I didn't have time to go buy these things. I need to get it up so it's running tonight. Well, more importantly, in the morning so I can do the rugby. So, yep. So, look, I mean, all in all, I mean, it sounds like a lot of money, $225 sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but it's a lot cheaper than the alternative. So, and he was really impressed. First off, the guy who repaired my computer thanked me. And you're wondering why he thanked me. He thanked me because it was clean inside the PC case. He says, wow, you keep it really clean. I said, well, I cleaned it up before I brought it, but yes, I keep it clean. He says, you should see some. I said, I can imagine. Some of these probably come in with cat hair inside of them because it gets sucked up inside there. He goes, yeah, most of the computers people bring me are filthy. They've never been clean. I said, well, it's the same with my keyboard. I clean my keyboard. I can't stand a dirty keyboard, and I can't stand, I mean, you know, it has an impact on performance. It can overheat. They can also short-circuit the motherboard. So he thanked me for that. So it was pretty cool. Charles is here. Welcome to you. Debarum Charles. Or George, excuse me. I said Charles. George, excuse me, George. Sorry, George. I'm tired. Laudy Monday is here. Garrett Gillich. Shawnee says, wow, you found a guy to call and took it to him just like you were looking for. Yeah, I did, but I drove 120 kilometers tonight. So 120 kilometers plus at least $10 in tolls going there 2 times. I came back the back roads coming back. Yeah, plus the petrol. So that's, so throw the petrol in. 120 kilometers is going to be at least 3 gallons, maybe 4 gallons of gas. Yeah, so that's $15 worth of gasoline, plus the $10 tolls. That's $25. That's $250 plus $200. $450 is what it cost me at least. Not to mention no sleep and all the stress I went through. You have to match apples with apples. Like, yeah, exactly the parts. Charles says it's 9:15 in the morning there. Overcast in KZN. Okay, could have bought a Merc for $5,000. Really? Where do you get a Mercedes for $5,000? Yeah, I'm impressed you found someone that was open. Yeah, try doing that in South Africa. It's not possible. Well, you also have advantages too, Charles, in South Africa. And, I talked to Justin. I said, and people are going to take this the wrong way. So take it however you want. It's not a stereotype. Let's just be honest. I mean, it's if I was in South Africa, the UK, I could find some Indian fellows who could fix this thing, and then have it done, boom, lickety spit like that, and it'd be inexpensive. We have lots of Indians who've migrated here to central Pennsylvania, but they're not the right kind of Indians. I'm not against them personally, but they don't work in IT. Most of the Indians that come here work in insurance and finance. They don't do me any good. They're not the kind of Indians I need. I need the IT Indians, and those guys are in California. They're not here, and in South Africa and in UK. So anyway, yeah, look, Indians work in all fields. It's just a stereotype, but it is kind of funny. Light rain in Kimberly. Okay. Orc Fender says, good morning. Good morning, Orc. Yeah. And Sedgefield's here. All right. Good to see you there. A 280 SE. Oh, 5,000 for 1976. Is it rusted out, Sedgefield? 5,000. Wow. Look, dude, do you know what I paid for my freaking plane ticket to come to see you all in South Africa? My last plane ticket cost me $3,100. Folks, that's over 60,000 Rand. So if you can buy a Mercedes for 5,000, wow. Wow. But I paid 60,000 Rand to come to South Africa last time. Yeah. This job doesn't pay. I don't do it for the pay. Anyway. Hey, Chris Holmes. How's it going, man? What's going on down under? Good to see you there, Chris. I hope you're well. Solar power most likely damaged your system. No, they're trying to be funny. This Edgefield. The system was damaged before the solar. This computer was acting up over a year ago before I ever had solar panels. Yeah, in February, March of last year, it was acting up, and somehow I managed to make it last as long as it did. But do you hear any fan? I don't. Actually, I heard the air conditioning in the house kicked on earlier. I'm like, what? Oh no, it's overheating. And I was like, wait, no, it's not the computer, because there's a vent over here on the floor. It was the aircon kicking on at about 2 o'clock. So anyway, yeah, no, the solar system didn't have anything to do with it. So I haven't had no solar this week. Oh, it's been horrible, folks, because of that damn storm, that Hurricane Helene. I'm sure a lot of people have things much worse than I do. I mean, they don't have homes. Their homes have been wiped out. But, I mean, from a solar standpoint, it's been pretty sucky. So, let's see. So, not only did he install the software on the computer for me and put the cooling system in, hook it up, and fix the cable and connections, get all set up, make sure all the fans were in sync. He also mounted a bracket. I have an additional plug inside, and he remounted that because it was just laying in there. I didn't realize it was laying in there. I saw it when I took it up earlier. Yeah, solar. Let me just see how bad things have been. So the last decent day I've had for solar has been several days ago now. That would be on the 22nd. Well, that's not even a good day. What is the 21st? Hang on. 21st. The 20th I had 32. On the 21st I had 14 kilowatt hours. 13 on the 23rd. 22nd, excuse me. 3 on the 23rd. 5 on the 24th. 4 on the 25th. 5 on the 26th. And yesterday I had 3.7. This is insane. This is crazy. So I've had a whole week of crappy solar, and we're running out of time for the month here. So anyway, such is life. Stuff doesn't work when it rains. That's one of the drawbacks of it, and that's what I warn people about. But then I didn't pay for the system, so not really any complaints there. Just dealing with the new disinformation bill and digital ID. We're always ahead of the dystopia thing. Is that the score? Yeah, there's no feed. They really screwed up this feed from New Zealand. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's 7-0 Australia. Oh, the Australians are winning. Look at that. Look at that, folks. The Australians are winning.
Ball a bit slow. Oh, penalty. Nick Wright was over it.
Wow. All right. The Australians are actually winning. Wow. Wouldn't that be something? I'd love to see the All Blacks lose another game. I'm fine with that. That'd be a huge victory for the Australians if they manage to pull out a win here on the road in New Zealand. Last game after they've only won a single game in this tournament against Argentina, and they shouldn't have won that game. So it's a long effort here, but it looks like they are improving the Wallabies. The Wallabies. So, yeah. The All Blacks not looking so good here. It might help if they actually got some New Zealand players on their team. I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah, but it's early in that game. What's the time? It's 15 minutes in, so the Wallabies just want to line out at midfield. Corabetti carries it up over midfield. Oh, look at this. Nice. That's some nice work. Send it back the inside. Anyway, I'm not going to stay up and watch the Wallabies. It's late. Lots of tricks by Australia. Okay. Kiwis went on about us losing to Argies, so if they lose, I would enjoy. Yeah, well, they're just punks. Uh-oh. Wallabies turned it over. Yep. Anyway. So, yeah, the problem with the Wallabies, with the All Blacks, is you've got to be way ahead of them for hours and hours and hours. All right, folks. I just wanted to come on and just let people know I was here. And we got this thing working again. Thank you all for your support. And, like I said, I don't know if maybe I have a dependency, but I kind of missed y'all. I know I did a mobile stream, but it's not the same as doing my PC. When I'm on the road, I don't mind doing it on the phone, but, sitting at home doing it on the phone, unless I'm out on the porch, it's not a lot of fun. Number one, because I got to sit here and squint down and, look at the text on the tiny phone. Oh, they just scored, huh? Wow. Well, that was fast. Oh, yeah, I could look at this build-up. They've got, players everywhere. Yep, on the wing. Yeah, the Wallabies, they screwed. Yeah, don't get too excited about the Australians winning. They coughed it up already. Charles says they enjoy my shows as much as I do. Well, I enjoy the audience, the interaction. I don't know if anybody's in the Fort Seconds group, but I got involved there earlier. Pofu Walsh, somebody was in there from Pofu Walsh, and when they were acting like fools, and I didn't see what it was. I put a voice note in because I was driving, and oh my goodness, it started some crap over there. Yeah, I do expect the All Blacks to win. All right, guys, I got to hit the rack. It's 3:30. I got to get up at 6, so I'll get maybe 2.5 hours if I'm lucky of rest here, and then I got to do 6 hours straight of rugby. So got to capitalize. For those who don't know, by the way, on the Springboks Twitter account, they have a video that they put together, and that video is. Let me see if I've downloaded here. Hang on a second. I don't think I've downloaded my PC because I didn't have my PC. Let me see what that's going to be. Hang on a second. I got to save that video. Come on. There it is. Okay. So save. Yes. Okay, let me try to pull this up and I'll show it to you what I'm talking about. Some of you have seen already, but some of you don't know about it. But this is pretty cool. The Springboks put me in a video. What the hell's an ad? I just saved the damn thing. There it is. Good Lord.
If you
Okay, so check this out. This is on the Springboks channel. It has 900,000 subscribers on it. It includes Chris Wyatt, Oxen Che, Rossi Erasmus, Gubani Obobo, Skulk Brits, all people that I've been engaged with Ox, but the rest of them I've been engaged with. I interviewed those two guys. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So check this out before I hit the rack. I'm only going to play a few seconds of it because I don't get trouble there. That's the interview I did with M.V. Velman back in June. That's actually at Maryland's property. That was me late at night. I had my glasses on because I was tired. I was using my mobile phone. But listen to this. It's pretty cool.
If you don't want to scrum, who was it, Oxen Che, or I think or maybe he was the one that said it, you might as well watch Rugby League. I mean, the scrum is what's unique about this game, and it really adds to it.
Beauty of the scrum is probably if you have the upper hand, it's pleasant, and if you don't, it's a moment.
All right, so you got to watch it. It's on the channel, folks. Go to the Springboks Twitter account. Scroll down to Thursday, and you'll find that. It's pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So that's awesome, man. I mean, it's like so cool. So I definitely had to make sure that I got a game on tomorrow so I can capitalize on that. I didn't put any links in there, but I need to remember in the morning, go on and put a link in there and tell people come check me out. So anyway, all right. Good night, everybody. Computer's working. It'll probably last a few more years. You guys take care. Appreciate you being here. God bless. And thanks a lot, Wyatt Army. Yep. All right. Good night, everybody. It's always a pleasure. And I'll see you in a few hours on Rugby Ascendant. All right, I'm out of here. Cheers.